William here, Patriot Containers. I don't know if you can see, but I think I'm done with buying fireworks. I've hit my limit. I think the show is going to be amazing. It's learning, coming from a state where you can't light off fireworks to a state where you can. You actually learn a lot, and you got to put thought into putting on a good show that starts at one time and ends at another time. I'm not, how there's some people who are like, I gotta light it, I gotta light it. I'm not that guy. But I have to keep things in control and safe as well. But it is kind of nerve wracking because I can't sit and relax and enjoy the show, which a lot of people do. They get to sit there and just watch, and I'm the one going back and forth. It is what it is. So anyways, yeah, I'm done purchasing fireworks. We're good. Yesterday I made a video on a container company that charged somebody $350 to have a rushed delivery. That's pathetic, and every cargo container company should naturally rush every delivery. You shouldn't be taxed for that. But in this person's complaint, he basically said, I paid extra money to have it rushed, and they took a month after that. The delivery date he paid them extra money to do, they went a month later. So, I do take... These companies have earned every single negative review that they get. And I believe their customers way more than I believe the companies. Now, what I've noticed with what's called Pinocchio rookie companies is when they reply to their complaints, it's either A, aggressive, or B, over the top sympathetic and acting like they're going to handle everything, and they don't. It's all a false image to make it look like they're the most accountable container company in the world, and it's completely false. They are never accountable. A lot of times with these companies is they never admit guilt and they never admit failure. And let me give you an example. Patriot Containers has been in business for 11 years. No employees. I do my own purchasing, I do my own sales, and I do my own scheduling, and I have OCD, and I want everything to be perfect. Well, I'm the only company in America that sells cargo containers that can actually make 100% truthful claim of I don't have any complaints from anybody online that ever bought a container from me. Now, can I get one in the future? Of course. Shit does happen. I try to avoid every problem from happening so you have a good experience, which means I don't have to deal with unhappy customers. But let's say I blatantly screwed up, something bad happened, and I, in the future, get my first real complaint from somebody that ever bought a container from me. I think the most honest and honorable thing to do is agree with the customer and say, hey, you know what? You are right. I deserve this bad review, and I'm sorry that this happened to you. None of these companies ever do this. They never ever do that. They always shift blame to the customer or to something else. It's never their fault. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So anyways, yesterday I read this review or this complaint on the company that they charged him extra money for fast delivery, which you shouldn't do. And then they didn't even deliver it fast. They took actually longer. So they charge more money for the same shitty service that they do constantly. But today, there is a response from, I believe, the business owner. I don't know. And I'm going to read this. And I'm going to show you how these companies are never accountable. And to be honest, I don't always believe with what these companies are saying. I think they have to type something in there to make it look like they're accountable, it's not their fault, and they're still a great company. They're not. This specific company gets an insane amounts of complaints constantly. It's almost on a daily basis now. Sometimes 2 a day, 1 a day. Maybe he doesn't get one for 3 days. I don't know. It's the most complaints I've ever seen in a cargo container company ever. Well, hold on. There is one more company that's been around for 5 or 6 years. I think they hold the record for the most complaints. But this company is getting them coming in so fast. So this company gets them faster, but I still think that other company is the most. So I'm going to read this and then dissect it. This is the company's response to their own customer's complaint. You paid on 9/6 without talking to any sales representatives, and your unit was delivered on 9/23 in 11 business days. These companies should never say business days. They're leaving an opportunity for a cloudy statement, so you really have no clue of anything. We tried to deliver sooner on 9/18. When the driver got to the depot and called the customer, we were told that that's too late. I don't want it tonight. So they delayed delivery for this customer. I want to also go back. 9/23 minus 9/06. I did the math. 23 minus 6. So 11 business days is actually 17 days. So they're adding 6 days to their 11 business days. What they should say is, you ordered a container from us. We took 17 days. I don't believe that though, because the customer says the container was delivered October, I think like 25th or something. So customer saying one thing, company saying another thing. I believe the customer over the company, to be honest. But I've noticed that with these companies. With my company, let me tell you the difference. You call me, I talk to you about the different descriptions of cosmetics and function, and I want to sell you the best container possible that you're going to be happy with. Now, how do we schedule your container? We pick up the phone and we dial a driver. That driver is going to tell me with what day your container is going to be there. If you buy the container, you're on the schedule, and all I have to do is send my driver an email. He picks up, he drops off, it's done. These companies, I just don't, look, communication in this industry goes a long ways. If you communicate well, there is no customer service. Tell the customer exactly with what's going to happen, and you actually have to work less. If you don't tell the customer anything and they're left into a mystery, they're freaking out. They never know anything, and you're basically tormenting them from the very beginning. So usually when you place an order with me, I take your order, I schedule the container, and then you just have to sit back and wait. And before the delivery day, I call you and go, hey, look, we're scheduled tomorrow. How's the weather? Are you ready? You don't have any obligations? Great, cool, we're coming tomorrow. It's that easy. It's really that easy. With me, the order's already done before you're off the phone after I take your order. It's kind of the way it should be, but these companies just don't do it. So what these companies do is they take your order. You have no idea what day your container is arriving. So they send the driver to the depot to get loaded, and then they call you and say, hey, we're on our way. Well, what happens if you're on vacation? What happens if you have doctor's appointments? What happens if there's a birthday? There is no communication. That's why they have so many problems. That's why these companies are idiots. Let me finish this I think, business owner's response. It's the company response. A lot of times I don't believe when drivers or container companies say this. I'm about to read it. You said you don't want it tonight. So this delayed delivery for this customer. Also, 2 trucks were battling repairs. They would fix one thing, causing another issue. It's very unfortunate this did happen to your order. This generally doesn't happen to 2 trucks at the same time. This happens all the time with this company. This company is notorious for taking 4 to 5 months, and people say they still don't have a container. So for this business owner to literally say this doesn't normally happen, it happens all the time. It's a lie. And no, you don't. The odds of 2 trucks breaking down at the same time, like how many times? Once a year, my driver's trucks break down. It's not on a monthly basis. It's a one-liner to never be accountable. So they're just shifting blame from the company to the driver. As far as a refund on the expedited fee, we would need to get your banking info to get it to you as the pastime of a refund through your credit card processor. Hope we can get this resolved quickly for you. They don't resolve jack shit. It's all smoke and mirrors. I have to type something to never be accountable, make it look like it's not our fault. So if somebody actually reads this, it looks like we're a great company. All you have to do is read their complaints. They're everywhere. On Yelp, on BBB, on Google. This company has the most complaints that come in on a daily basis now. It's crazy. I don't know how this company's in business. There's two types of ways to buy a container. You pick up the phone and you get closed and you take an order without doing any investigation. Or you talk to somebody, you hear them out, and you pump the brakes a little bit and you research that company. You're buying a 5,000 or 8,000 pound container. You should research every company you talk to. The good things about these companies could be fake paid for reviews that they purchase to cover up all their negativity. But their complaints, they did not pay money for those for a company to write that. Those complaints are actually earned by customers of what these companies do to them. So, yeah, my advice, and by the way, they can't refund the card. That's a bunch of bullshit. And so they're basically saying, we need your banking info to send your money back. Well, customers don't want to do that. They want the money returned back to the card in the same way that they paid. These companies are the biggest, phoniest companies, hands down. They have got you guys fooled so bad, where it must take the most amazing salespeople to close you on the phone so fast, to where once you make that order, you're stuck in their trap. So it doesn't matter when the container is going to get there, because if you cancel, you get a cancellation fee. If it's a crappy container and you don't like it, they keep your delivery money, a restocking fee, and a cancellation fee. If you trust them longer and they deliver you a crappy container and you let the driver leave, if they have to come back, they keep your delivery money twice now. All these fees that are listed in their terms and conditions, you guys are authorizing it on the website because you have to. You have to click on I accept terms and conditions to place your order, but you're not reading that. That's how these companies are multi-level marketing schemes. If a company has not delivered in 4 to 5 months and you cancel, they're in the business of just taking orders, knowing they're never going to fulfill that order. So when you cancel, they're holding your money. When you cancel, they get to keep a cancellation fee. That's a scam. That's a scam. That's what this industry has turned into. You have real scams that steal your money and you get nothing. Then you have businesses now, they're in the business of cancellation fees. And then you have other businesses that are multi-level marketing schemes as well, where it just doesn't matter if you're unhappy. You're still going to lose thousands of dollars. And they win every single time. It's the point of my videos. I'm trying to educate people that actually want this information. Me personally, I think anybody that wants to buy a container, you should know this information, because this industry really, really took a change during COVID, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm the only one that's addressing it. I'm the only one that's making YouTube about it. All these other companies, they don't want you to watch these videos. So, anyways, guys, that's it. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.